Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Stray Gods. Now we have. Oh, talk to Freddie. I didn't even notice that option before. Um. Well, I should go confront Medusa when I can, or go talk to Apollo. I don't know when things get. Like, how many things you can do in this portion of the game before things are blocked off from us. Um, I mean, I definitely want to see what leads Apollo's come up with, but I'm really, really interested to see where this Medusa lead takes us. I'm gonna do that first, but I didn't realize that talking to Freddie was an option. And since she accompanied us to the reliquary, maybe we should talk to her a little bit first. Come on.
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse.
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
You've been on them with
Everything
me.
else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
You've absolutely got the job if you want to be my high priestess, if that's something I can appoint. Let's ask about Kaz and Brian. How have they been?
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
No.
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
Yeah. Sorry about the band. I mean, I wanted to check in on our friends, but the band is the least of our worries right now.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddie?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's gotta be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
Oh, can we get the dirt on everybody? Calliope first.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9. Though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
Who's your guys' favorite muse? My favorite muse is Terpsichore, the goddess of dance, because I like dance and I like her name. Tell me your favorite muse in the comments. I say as if anyone watches these.
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
Yeah.
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Persephone.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry, she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
Pan.
You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil.
That's hot.
Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
He's part goat himself. I think it's okay. Athena.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, I guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
Weren't they all vindictive, though? I swear, they were all vindictive. That's kind of their thing.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there is never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me, I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost. But also, what might still be out there.
Cool. Other gods?
You think
Sure.
there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right? All those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere and no one would know.
It's like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi? Oh.
I love her fangirly face. I'll be honest, I stopped reading Percy Jackson after the original book of the Olympian series, like the one where they fight the Titans or whatever, where they fight Kronos. Because I aged out of them. But isn't that kind of what Rick Riordan continued doing with the series, like introducing other pantheons, like Egyptian definitely, maybe Norse. I'm not sure if he ever did Norse mythology, but Egyptian definitely. I wonder if that's what that series ended up being like. Man, I gotta watch that new TV show or movie or whatever it is. All right.
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
How have they stayed a
You know
secret?
what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline: Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
She said a
Weird
mogus.
conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry about the band.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
There's a face
Ugh, I
again.
still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
No more questions.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddie. Time for more mystery solving.
All right. All right. I'm sure that talking to Apollo is going to trigger something, so I just want to go straight to Medusa's lair, especially since we just learned about her in the context of how she relates to Athena. Was it Athena? Yeah. Yes. Plus, I like the Medusa story. It's cool.
This must be the Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone. Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
Grace, of all the places
Hello.
to run into a friend,
Pan, what are you doing here?
I'm the one who told you about this place. You didn't expect my curiosity to get the better of me?
Feeling guilty, or tell me the truth? Feeling guilty?
Let me guess. You feel bad about how we left our last conversation.
Me? Feel bad? Huh.
You know, the part where you still believe I'm gonna die.
It's true. I am a bad man, and I spoke poorly. I did not, however, want you wandering into this without advice.
Are we seeing him because we chose the romance path with him? Because there was like a white flash when he appeared, and that preceded all of the like romantic cutscene graphics. I don't know. I don't know if we would have had that conversation about how he thinks I'm gonna die if we hadn't been pursuing him. Can Medusa really turn people into stone?
Medusa is the one who turns people into stone just by looking at them, right?
People, yes. Idols, not so much. Or that's my assumption. I'll admit to not knowing if she's ever turned her gaze on one of us.
I could go in there and boom, statue time?
Maybe. Probably not.
She works for Athena?
Asterion said Medusa works for Athena. Is that right?
A truer description, I'd say, is that she's more Athena's servant. Poor thing can't survive on her own. So she's become whatever Athena needs. Spy master, enforcer, provider of garden statuary.
She sounds terrifying.
More importantly, Grace, she's clever. Medusa will be no simple target.
What's she really like?
Medusa's clever and works for Athena, but what's she really like?
She doesn't exactly come to the parties, Grace. Medusa is an enigma to most of us. If idols hide in the shadows, she lurks in even darker places. She's an outsider, and she loathes us as much as she needs us.
Is she dangerous?
Let's just say we're all rather relieved she stays away.
What's your advice?
If you have any advice, Pan, I'm all ears.
Well, I assume you know how Medusa became what she is.
Not really, no.
It is a sad, sad tale. Athena cursed her. A travesty of justice if there ever was one. Thing is, Athena no longer has the power to undo the curse. Or so she says. What I'm trying to say is that Medusa is not happy about it. Perhaps that's something you can use.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
See, that's the spirit. Now there's simply the matter of getting you in before she's aware you're here.
And you'll help me with that?
As best I can, certainly. Though I do hope you have some kind of plan. A word of advice before we proceed. Once you find Medusa, make the number a knockout.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Use the distraction, find another entrance, or confront the enforcer. Ooh, a choice. I don't want to confront him, not yet. Although we are charming. We are charming. So maybe talking to him wouldn't be such a bad idea. You know what? I think I'm going to try it. And if it gives me a green star option, then I'll take it. We're charming and manipulative and kind. Two words that absolutely can exist in coharmony in a single person. Let's try it. Maybe this is a mistake. But let's do it. Play to our strengths.
Oh, you're not just going to... Oh.
Hi there.
Viper's Nest is closed. Private party.
I'm here for the party.
Yeah, the private party is what I'm here for. Why else?
All the guests have arrived. Do you have an invitation?
I know who your mistress is.
Look, I know who the boss really is, and she'll want to speak with me. Isn't that invitation enough?
Go on in. I'll send word to the boss you've arrived.
Oh, dang. It worked. Very easily. Did we choose the right dialogue options, or were we charming enough as the prerequisite?
Who's that there? You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites, and then there's this sacred bite. So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Before you start the show, Pam said to say hello. That's what he said to say.
Well, any friend of Pan's is a friend of Pan's.
Okay. I hate to interrupt your flow. There's just some things I need to know. I wish there was another way.
Yes, you do. Now, look into me. Your body goes freely. Every tendon and sweet tendons turning gently. questions or comments? That's right, it is widely known that I can turn folks to stone. But oh, I won't this time. 'Cause this time I find dine that the oozy musy blows my wine this time. Look into me. Oh, she's looking away. Hey, look
You flipped that hood. Then out came the snakes from your soul. Finally, some stakes. Oh, the ice thing. What a difference an actual monster makes. Athena made you like this.
She was mad at me. So
Well, why was she mad?
she said I'd been bad.
Had you been?
No. Now look into me.
Listen, Medusa. She hides you in shame, but she uses you all the same. You could live another way. If I was treated like you, I'd be a monster too.
That's kind to say, but you could never be a creature like me. You didn't kill
Kill Calliope. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No.
Yes, you do know. You know, does that mean Athena knows?
No. Okay. It's dinner time. You're not gonna watch? Fine, great. Can't wait to tell you that I'm
Bait. The feature show. Come on, try. But let's go. Gonna suffer.
Stop it! Stop it, Pan! You have no right to interfere.
It's been a long time since I played these. Good to know the old pipes are still warm.
All right. I I was bouncing between a few options there. Medusa really gave me the impression that she was not going to respond well to me trying to be kind to her. And like I feel like Athena was a good button to push, so I chose the green option there, but besides that, like I think that this is a person who responds to force more than anything. Be careful, or good thing you're here. Tell him to be careful. She's scary.
Careful there, Pan. This one comes with an appetite.
So I see. I am a man of rarefied taste myself, but this is rather next level.
Begone, pest! How dare you invade my sanctum?
Oh, I see. Would you prefer I resume playing?
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine. Fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
Did you try to eat Calliope too? No, that seems too... Why were you at the reliquary? Just be straightforward.
You were at the reliquary the night Calliope was murdered. I want to know why.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
But you were there that night.
Yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike. Whatever you might think of me, I had no part in the Muse's death. I did not even know she'd been attacked until I saw her fleeing.
Why were you following her?
You followed Calliope to the reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spy master, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
Trouble enough to keep an eye on,
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
But you didn't tell Athena.
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Now, don't make me charm it out of you, my dear.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hecate anyway?
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way, if she even suspected.
Did you find out why Calliope was there?
Did you ever find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the Muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
A tasty snack for you to hunt down.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
That does make sense from your perspective.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
Asterion said you met.
Asterion said he caught up with you out in the fog. Is that right?
I thought he was the one who had attacked her. He is a great beast of a creature.
Oh, that seems rather unlikely. The bull's as gentle as a lamb.
Yes, I only realized my mistake once I caught up to him, and by then the Muse was gone.
And you never found her afterwards?
I thought she might flee to her pretty home, or to the sharp and prickly Persephone. She did neither.
Yeah, she came to see me.
And how can we believe you?
Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
One that conveniently paints you as innocent.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again. It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have. I know it's hard to believe what a monster tells you, but it is true.
Alright, enough questions?
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty Muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
Have you done this before? I'll think about it. I feel bad for her, I do.
Indiscretion, huh? That's quite the word for it.
I cannot apologize for my hunger. I can only apologize that I am so very weak in the face of it.
I'll think about it.
I am a lost and cursed thing. No idol. If Lady Athena should learn the truth... I hope you find what you seek, pretty Muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
Okay. Bit of a dead end, but...
Oh, that was interesting. Now I just have to decide if I believe her.
Hopefully not only her.
Is this the part where you tell me why you really came along?
Only to help, Grace. To ensure your endeavors here were successful.
Fine, I forgive you.
Ugh, fine. I just can't stay mad at you, can I?
Nobody can. It's one of my best attributes.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Since you are safe and uneaten, I shall leave you to your adventures. Until we meet again, dear Grace.
Nice. All right. Guess I should talk to Apollo. How long has the episode been? Half an hour. You know what? I gotta go to work. I think that was a pretty solid episode. Rather short one, but solid all the same. So yeah, I'll talk to Apollo in the next episode. So, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Stray Gods.